Celia. Hello. How are you doing today? How was your weekend? I'm good, and I hope you too. You're doing fine. I invited you to join me here today because I want to talk about starting a virtual assistant business from scratch. So I know this is where most of us struggle or struggled. I know I struggled with this when I was starting out. So if you are starting your virtual assistant business right now, or if you're thinking about starting one in the near future or very soon, you'll find this you're going to find this live video very, very important or very useful to you, because I'm going to highlight some of the things that you should do before you start your virtual assistant business and the steps that you should take as you grow as a VA. So the first thing that you should do, I know it's a lot of work starting a virtual assistant business. There's so many things involved, from research, making decisions. Like if you are having a 9 to 5 work, you'll have to make a decision to quit that job and to start your business. Personally, I didn't start my business before quitting my job. I quit my job and then spent some years doing research about working from home before I got stable. So I just had to struggle. I know there's some people who start their business before they quit their jobs, but for me, I had to quit first before starting my job. So the first thing that you should do is to look at yourself, assess yourself, check if you are ready to start that business, that VA business. Is your mind ready to start the business? Are you willing to take on the risks involved in starting your business? There are so many risks. You're going to spend a lot. You're going to spend a lot of time in front of your computer. You're going to incur losses in the beginning, because it's not going to be all good at the beginning, because you don't have clients, nobody knows you. So it means from learning how to be a VM, doing research how to find clients and everything that is involved, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. So you'll have to do all that before you become an expert. So the first thing that you should do when you're starting out is to ask yourself this one question: are you ready? Am I really ready to start this business? Am I ready to spend 6 hours in front of a computer without getting bored, without feeling like there is someone forcing me? Do I have a good internet connection to do this? Because this business wants you to have a good internet connection. You need to have that internet, because you're going to talk to people through the internet. You're not going to go out to talk to people. So you need to ask yourself that question: am I really ready to have good internet connection that can allow me to talk to people whenever they want to interview me? If not, then you should go ahead and invest in good internet connection, a stable one that can allow you to communicate without any issues. When it comes to time, you should ask yourself, how much time do I have for this business that I'm going to start? Is it that I'm going to spend 2 hours a day and then I disappear when people need me most, think about the time that you'll be having to work on that. So your internet, your time, the resources that you have are very, very important when you're starting out as a VA. Another thing that you should do when you're starting out as a VA, when you're starting your business from scratch, there is first one thing that you should keep in mind: there is never really a good time for you to start working from home or to start working as a VA. In fact, you should have started yesterday. So if you're asking about if this is the right time for you to start, you shouldn't be asking that question. The right time to start was yesterday. So you should be starting right now. So you should also do research and find out if you need to register your business with the government. If there is no registration, do I need to buy an account? Do I need to pay for training? So do all the necessary research that is required for you to start. For example, I know most people know about academic writing, and all they know is that you need to have an account or need to register with a certain platform for you to write or to do that academic writing. That's different when it comes to VA. To VA, you don't need to have all those academic accounts. You need to establish yourself as a business owner. First, you need to take away that mentality that I'm going to be employed. Here you are a business owner, and before you start doing anything, you need to keep in mind that you're a business owner and focus on that. Focus exactly on that rather than thinking that you're going to be employed by someone. So start thinking like a CEO. You are the boss, you are the founder, you are the owner of your business. Think like a CEO. Before you even become you get those first clients, start thinking like a CEO. Another thing is to have a plan. How am I going to handle things if things get worse? For example, you have funds set aside. You need to have a plan. I have $20 set aside for this and this. What if things don't go as planned? What am I going to do? So your business plan will give you the answers that you need to every question and to every step in your business. So have a business plan. Find out if you need an account, if you need to register with your government. Find out all the guidelines in your country associated with online business before you set out. Countries have different regulations, so whatever that is happening in my country may not be what is happening in your country. So before you set out or you start your business or you make up that mind, ensure you do some research and you learn about what's happening in your country. How does your country take online business? Does it allow people to just operate without a license? Will you be penalized if you don't have a registered business? Another thing is to determine the model of your business. The model of your business. How are you going to earn money from the clients? How are you going to work? Are you going to charge your clients hourly per project, or you'll be packaging your services and then charging your clients? So you should be asking yourself all those questions before you begin your business. And then when it comes to clients, you need to ask yourself, yes, I'm going to charge hourly, but am I going to outsource the work that the clients are going to give me? What am I going to do? How many clients do I need? When it comes to clients, you need to ask yourself all those questions. Am I going to charge those clients hourly, and am I going to outsource the work that I'm going to get? Maybe you plan to outsource your work and you're just starting out, you don't know, but you know how to outsource the work. You should also ask that to yourself. Am I going to outsource the work? How many clients do I need if I'm going to outsource this work of mine? Do I need 10 clients? How many people do I need in order to have these 10 clients? What type of services am I going to offer. If I'm going to offer this type of services, how many people do I need in my team for me to outsource this kind of work? How am I going to pay these people? Once you find the answers to that one, then you are ready to go. Find the number of clients you need, the number of people you need in your team if you're going to outsource, how you're going to pay them. Do you need those people full time? Are you going to work full time as the owner of that business? Because here we are talking about someone who is the owner of the business and not an employee. So you are not an employee. So determine all those things, find the answers to all those things. For example, you're going to offer web design services, the skills that you already have. So how are you going to charge for those? Are you going to charge hourly to offer web design services? Are you going to offer that service per project? Another thing that you should be looking at when you're starting out is the rates and the services, which I've mentioned. You have, let's say you have a skill, you're good in graphic, you know how to design graphics. You should determine the kind of services that you're going to offer. If you don't have those services, find training, ask someone to train you. There's so many trainings online that you can go check and you'll learn how to do something that you want to learn. Go check those trainings online, learn all those. If you're going to offer 5 services and you understand how to do all of them, the next thing you need to do is to determine the rate. First, before you determine your rate, you need to know the standard rate, the standard industry rate. For example, if you're offering article writing, you need to understand how much people charge, or what's the industry rate for a 500-word article, what's the industry rate for a 1,000-word article, because you don't want to charge too low and you don't want to charge too high. But it's very important that you charge your worthy. You charge your value. You give value and then charge for that. Don't charge $40 when you're doing shoddy work and you're not giving the client value for his money. So ensure that in everything that you do, you are doing it justice. You're not doing work that the client is going out there and saying, this is not what I paid for. Once you determine your rates, how much you offer, most VAs prefer charging hourly. But if you ask me, I want to charge what I offer, the value I offer to you, that's what I want to charge. I don't want to charge per hour because I'll be trading my time with money. So I want to ensure that I offer you the value for your money that you pay. So I'm going to charge per project. Instead of me having to have that headache that someone is monitoring my movements as I work, because when I charge hourly, it means you're going to monitor every move of mine as I work, because I have that hourly tracker. So it's going to share with you every movement of mine as I do your work. So I don't want that one to be the case. I want to ensure that I give you value for the money and you pay me my worthy, what I'm worth of. Another thing is to choose a niche. I know this one is the most hardest thing for every VA, but it's not. Once you determine your market, you choose a niche, you choose wisely, you won't be having a hard time. Choosing a niche sometimes may boil down to your passion and what you're interested in. It may go down to what you love doing. Like for example, let's say you have a passion in food, in the food industry. So you could be doing social media management, providing those services to people in the you'll be providing social media management to people in the food industry, or people with restaurants, or people doing things that are related to food, because that's what you love and you'll enjoy doing that. So first, it boils down to your passion. Do you love doing that? Because If I take a service and I start offering a service that I love, then I won't have any issues. It will be easy to understand the things that I do, even if they're new to me. It will be easy to deliver those services, and I'll enjoy. At least I'll have fun doing the work. Another thing is to determine the market. Yes, you love whatever you are doing, but is it something that will give you that will have people looking for your services? So when you are searching for that, you need to find um, you need to find you need to offer a service, or you need to choose a service where there is a market, where there are people looking for your services. You don't want to offer service that you can only offer to yourself. I understand it's impossible to have a service that you can offer to yourself alone, but it's important that you choose a service, or you focus on a market where there are lots of people looking for that service. So consider the market as well. The market is also important because you need people, you need clients. You don't want to be saying I'm doing website creation and there is no market, or there are no people who need to have their websites created. So you need to have that. You need to offer services with a good market. For example, it's important that you focus on a specific group. You focus on offering if you niche down, the problem is we all want to be generous. We want to offer general services. But niching down, choosing a specific services makes us unique. When you niche down and choose one specific service, it makes you unique from the rest. It separates you from the rest. It's like separating maize from beans. So it makes you unique. You stand out from the rest because you don't do the same thing as others. You are different. You're doing something different. So, and that gives you a good market because like there was someone I saw was offering Wikipedia services on Upwork, and they was getting a lot of clients, was getting paid really well. So if you niche down very, very, very well, you won't lack clients. You'll have lots of clients flowing in looking for your specific service. Let's say you are a VA, and then you go niche down to doing greeting cards. That's an example. I'm not saying you go and do greeting cards. So you niche down into creating those standing greeting cards, and then you give to people. They pay you to do that service, and then you design for them. So it means you're going to have a specific market that you target. You know specifically, I'm targeting these people, and these are my clients. You know where they hang out, you follow them. Another step that you should take when you're starting out is to determine the tool that you need to use as a VA. What do I need, or what am I going to need to work as a VA? Am I going to need an invoicing system? Am I going to need a time tracker? Am I going to need a project management tool? What do you need in your business? What's that? What are those tools that will make you to work comfortable and feel good when you are working? So among those things that you need will include invoicing system or invoicing tools like wave apps, maybe PayPal, because sometimes you can use it to send your invoice. If you're going to offer your services hourly, you may need tracking tools like Hubstaff, we have Togo, we have Time Harvest. There's so many of them. So you're going to need all those. So you need to find out what type of tool do I need in my business. That is based on the services that you offer. So before you choose a tool, look at the services that you're going to offer to your clients and then determine the tools that you need. Because if you're a bookkeeper, you're not going to need the same tools as someone offering web design services. So your tools are different. So choose the tool that you're going to use in your business based on the services that you're going to offer to your clients. A bookkeeper might need tools like Wave, Freshdesk, and others, QuickBooks. You need to learn all those, or you need those tools. So when choosing tools that you'll be needing in your business, consider the services that you're going to offer. And if you're going to do project management, you're going to need tools like Trello, Slack, Asana. There is another one called ClickUp. So you're going to need all those tools. I'm a project manager. What tool do I need? And if you don't know the tool that you've been needing as a project manager, you should do research. And that's where I started. I started by saying, um, you need the tools, you need to do research for your business. So, and this is where that research comes in and plays a great role. If you're going to do web design, you should learn about the tool that you need to create stunning pages or to create stunning websites. For example, you may need to learn how to use Elementor. If the free uh, plan offers all the features that you need, then it's good to go with that. If it doesn't, then you need to think about paying for that tool. Some themes like Astra offer more features that you can use to create stunning websites. So choose the tool for your business based on the services that you offer. If you're a writer, you're going to need Grammarly. You're going maybe to need Copyscape. So some tool that you're going to use in your business depend on the services that you offer to your clients. Another thing is to have a marketing strategy. How are you going to market yourself? Are you going to use adverts on TV? Are you going to use commercials on the roads, banners, big billboards put up on the roads? Are you going to use social media? Are you going to use referrals, friend referrals to do your marketing? So have a marketing strategy. Know how you're going to market yourself. For example, if you're planning to do commercials or do adverts on TV, then you should have the contacts of the people that you'd be reaching out to market yourself, that this is my VA business, or this is what I do. You should have a script copy written ready. And if you're planning to have that big billboard set up on the roads, of which is possible if you have the funds, then go ahead and have a small script written ready. If you're going to use social media ads, then you should also have that script written ready, and you should have the funds to set up all those ads. And if you're going to use the standard social media advertising that we use, you go to social media, you post up about your services, you share in groups, you share in other platforms, then you're good to go. The best thing here, or the key thing here, is to know, to have a marketing strategy, to know how you're going to market your VA services. Let's say you do videos and you're good with doing videos, then you could start by marketing yourself on platforms like Facebook. You do those funny videos or engaging videos, or videos that nobody can reject or can avoid sharing. Like, I have to share. I feel like I have to share. So you do all those videos, you do a sample video, and of course, it should be a video that's shareable. When someone watches that video, it feels like, yes, someone somewhere must see this video. So you start by doing that sample video, you share it on your timeline, you share it with your friends, and then it's also, even if you know that video is shareable, it's good to share. It can force someone to share. It's good to write a message encouraging others. I created this video, please, you may check it out and share with your friends, something of that kind. So when people share willingly, it goes viral, and then you meet your target client. So it's good to have a marketing strategy in your business. And when having that marketing strategy, you should also choose the channels that you want to use, because it can be overwhelming for you to decide to use all the platforms available. Like now we have Pinterest, Instagram, we have YouTube, we have LinkedIn, we have Twitter, we have Snapchat, we have WhatsApp, we have so many of them. So it's good for you to pick, no, I want to focus my marketing on these two platforms. You know, marketing can be very time consuming, especially when you're using social media. You just log in, you check one post, and without even knowing it, you've spent 3 hours on Facebook or on whatever platform without knowing. So pick those platforms that work for you. Whatever works for me is not what will work for you. So pick a platform and focus on that. For example, you want to market on Facebook, you should pick Facebook if it works for you and you feel comfortable being on Facebook and using it to market. Then decide, I have a page and I want to join groups. Join groups where your clients hang out. Let's say you are targeting to work with people in the hotel industry or people who have restaurants, then it means you are going to join groups of people with the restaurants because those are the people who might needing your services. So join groups where your clients hang out. Let's say, like now I'm a VA, I'm targeting business coaches, people with small businesses. So specifically, I'm going to target those people in their groups. I'm going to join their groups. And whenever they have questions regarding VAs or regarding a certain service that I offer, I'm going to be their solution. I'm going to answer those questions and offer a solution to their problems. Like now, let's say I'm in a group in Facebook where the people in that group are business coaches. So that specifically it means they don't know much about VAs, and maybe they'll be asking questions like someone asks, when outsourcing, how do you handle your VAs? Or what's the best way to find someone to work as a VA for me? So I'll be there answering those questions and saying, this is how you go about hiring a VA. This is what you do. This is what they do for you. And this is how you ensure that you have a good relationship with your VA. And then at the bottom, what I'll do is say, if you need someone, I'm here. So apart from me suggesting myself as a solution to his problem, I've answered the question, I've given that person the direction to follow or the guidelines or how to go about hiring someone to work with him or to help him with whatever tasks that he has. So you need to be where your clients hang out. If you're targeting digital marketers, find all those groups of digital marketers in Facebook or LinkedIn, join those groups, and then respond to questions that you can handle that point on you, questions that speak specifically on the services that you offer. Answer those questions, give a solution. People will come to you looking for you because they see you as an expert in that industry, and that's why they need you to help them. So you're not going to go there, join those groups and start saying, now I'm here to market, I want to start making noise. Groups have rules and their regulations. So it's important to follow those rules. So when you go into those groups, you're going there to offer solution and not to spam the groups with all those your marketing messages. Another thing is to have that one template that you can always customize. It's always ready. Maybe on your, there is this app on a machine that's called sticky notes. Maybe you have it there, pasted there. So every time you need to write a template or you need to pitch a client, that's the template you follow, and then you customize it based on what the message that you want to send to your client. So it's good to have a message ready that you can customize based on the present client that you want to talk to. So as you are starting out your business, have that template ready. It could be on your email drafts, it could be on your desktop with test sticky note app, so that every time you want to send a message, you customize it, fit the current situation. Another step is to create a professional email address. Create a good email address. And this is where people fail, or this is where the problem lies. You have an email address that doesn't even match your name. You have like a stupidme@yahoo.com. You have like a sillyme at yahoo.com. That's just an example. You have email that don't even match your name. It's good to have a professional email address that shows this person, this is the person I'm going to hire, and these are his name. At least someone can Pick your name from your email address, or at least someone can look at it and see you are a serious person. It doesn't have to match your names exactly, but it should be an email address that suggests you are the right person to be hired. So ensure you have a professional email address. And if you don't have it right now, ensure you create one. A professional email address, if you have a website, you could have an email address like ludia@writerspire.com, or whatever your name is. If you are joy.com, you have an email address joy@joy.com or joyce@gmail.com, a professional email that suggests you're a serious person, you are ready for business. Another thing is to have a website. If you can't have a website, if you can't afford to have a website, I've always said this and I'll say it again. Create a portfolio on Canva. That one you get a link for free to share with your clients. It's a standard link that appears like a website, of which is not a website. But when people scroll on that portfolio, it appears like a website. So if you create it professionally with your brand colors and everything that you want to include, it will look smart and you can present it to your clients whenever you want. And still, if you can't afford to create a portfolio, because I know it's time consuming, it needs some creativity and some graphic skills. If you can't do that, you can also create a Facebook page. Creating a Facebook page is free. You don't have to pay anything. You go to Facebook because you already have an account. You click on create page, and from create page, you create your page, you name it whatever you want. Let's say you want to name it Elizabeth VA Services. You go to Facebook, you click on at the right where it says create, you click on create, and then you create a page. You may choose to create a business page, a public figure page, whatever you want. You create a page, you give it a name, you follow the steps, you customize that page to match your needs. You add your address, your email address, the services you offer. The good thing is that Facebook gives you that feature to add the services that you offer. So you can use Facebook even without a website. You can use Facebook or use Canva to create a portfolio. So those are two platforms that allow you to create a portfolio to share with your clients. And if you can afford to pay for a website, for example, if you go to Namecheap, you just use around $40 to create a website, a professional website with all your about me page, the services that you offer, and a testimonial page. Your clients that you work with will go there and leave a review about what you've done for them and how good you are at whatever you do. So you can do that as well. You can create a website if you know you have all those design skills. Maybe you learned about creating, you learned about creating website, or you took a course on web development in university or college. You can use those skills to create a website. But even if you don't know how to create one and you don't have the funds, you can use WordPress to create that website for yourself, a free website but hosted at WordPress. It says like now if you create one with WordPress, it will be ludia.wordpress.com. It won't be like ludia.com, but it will be ludia.wordpress.com. So that's the only disadvantage. So you can use WordPress, their free hosted platform, to create a website for yourself where you can showcase everything that you do. And in fact, creating a website by yourself, it's an added advantage because you're going to tell your clients, this is the website I created and designed by myself. I didn't have the funds to purchase a domain name, and I didn't have the funds to pay for hosting. So I created this one by myself. As you can see, I have the skills that I can use to offer you those services, or I can do website creation for you if you have a domain name and hosting. So it's an added advantage sometimes to do things by yourself. Another thing is now finding clients. You have set up, you have done research, you have determined your rate, you have determined the services you offer. Now you have a portfolio, or you have created a website, or you have created a page where you showcase your services. It's now time to look for clients. Where are you going to look for those clients that you want to work with? As I said earlier, you connect or you follow your clients where they are. If they hang out on LinkedIn, that's where you know they are, follow them there. So you can start marketing yourself on social media. If you have an account with Upwork, then you can use that one to apply to jobs. If you have a Fiverr account, then you can use that one to create gigs and apply to those offers or apply to jobs. But if you don't have and you don't know how to create one, but I know it's very easy to create an account on Fiverr and Upwork, you can still use social media. I had this talk with Doreen. You can use social media to find clients. You can use Facebook, you can use LinkedIn, you can use Twitter, you can use Instagram, whichever platform that you feel comfortable and it applies to you. The thing here is to know how to find those jobs. As I said earlier, join groups where your potential clients hang out. There are VA groups. You may say, okay, VA groups are only for VA. Am I going to find work? Yes. VA groups are for VAs, but you are definitely going to find work there. We have VAs who are outsourcing, and we have people join those groups specifically looking for VAs because they know that's where VAs are. So you can join those groups. You can join VA groups. You can join groups of your potential clients. If I said if you're targeting people in the tourism industry, you're targeting people in the hotel industry, join groups where they hang out. If you're targeting business coaches, join groups where they hang out. Of course, sometimes people join groups of VAs to hire VAs, but still you have to follow them where they are. If you're targeting small business owners, there are groups where they say this is a group for small business owners. Of course, you too, you are a business owner. You are the CEO of your business. You can join those groups as well, but you still have another intention of joining that group. Apart from learning about doing your business as a small business owner, you're joining that platform to find clients who may need your services, who may need you to do research for them, who may need you to over admin tasks for them. So you're joining those groups with two intentions: to find clients and to learn more how to handle your business. Another thing is to build your credibility. I was talking about this the other day. If you're joining this industry and you appear online once a year, then this industry is not for you. You need to be online all the time. Check your email frequently because you applied a job today, the person might respond after 2 months. So you're not checking your email, that opportunity goes away like that. So you need to be checking your emails every time, every moment, at least twice a day or thrice a day, so that you can respond to those messages coming in at the right time. And a good example is when I was starting out, I applied a job in April. That was in 2016. I applied to a job in April. I didn't get any response, and so I forgot about that one. And I said, maybe I wasn't fit for them. After all, I'm starting out. So it didn't bother me that much because I was starting out, and not getting a response didn't have a negative impact on me that much. I continued applying. But this job I applied on April, the people responded in July. Those are 3 good months that have gone by without a response. So in July, I'm seated doing my work. I've already found some clients. And then this email pops up on my screen. We are so and so, you applied to a job. Good thing I remembered their name. You applied to a job, this and this. We are coming back to see if you still need to work with us or if you still need a job. These are our rates. And that's how I got a job. So imagine I wasn't checking my email. I just left my email abandoned. I would have lost that opportunity. So if you're joining this industry online, you need to spend a lot of time online. On Facebook, spend time there. Check your messages, check your message requests. Maybe someone saw you responding to a question in a certain group and is back to ask you for the services, is in your inbox to ask you for the services. And because of how Facebook is set up, that message will go to the message request. It will be filtered and maybe you won't see it. So it's good to check your message requests frequently. That one also happened to me a few years ago when I was also starting out. I applied to a job in a certain group. You know, when someone posts a job and you say, I'm interested, would love to work with you, you just knew, but I had that courage to respond to job posts. So I said, someone was looking for an article writer, and so I responded, I'm available to start immediately and I'm interested, blah, blah, blah. So that person actually didn't hire me. But after a week or so, I was checking my message requests. And I saw another guy telling me, you know what? I saw you apply to jobs frequently, and that means you are available to work. I'm looking for people to work with me. I wanted to check if you are interested. These are my rates. So I'm like, wow, 1 week has gone by. I decided to respond. I said, I'm just seeing your message. It was filtered. Maybe if you still need someone, I'm available. And that's how we started working. So always be checking your message requests on Facebook to see if there is someone who sent you a message and it got filtered. You could be having so many clients filtered on your Facebook Messenger. So be sure to check on that. And that same applies to your emails. Be sure to check the spam folder, the junky folder, depending on the app that you use or the provider that you use, email service provider that you use. Always check every filter on your mailbox to see if there is a new email or if there is an email that can be useful to you. So just checking the inbox folder and then you say there is no email, could be that you have shut out some email that could be very important or could have good news for you. Another thing is choosing to work with the right people. Now that you have the skills, you have your email set up, you have your portfolio, you're looking for clients, you're going to find all types of clients. Those who will misuse you, those who are ready to work with you, those who are ready to train you. There's some clients who are good enough to give you training on whatever services they want you to do for them. They want you to be the best. You're going to find those clients as well. But it doesn't mean you're not going to encounter the bad clients. Those clients who are not working, who are not ready to work with you as you expect, filter them out, leave them out. Don't force yourself to work with clients who will be giving you stress. Remember, the reason you want to work from home or you want to have your own business, you want to be the CEO, is to have that freedom to make decisions the way you want. Is to have that freedom to do things that only appeal to you. So you're not going to work with just 10 clients. Filter out those clients that don't go with your what you feel or what you want. Be sure the client is a good fit before you sign up that client. Some clients, like now, I had a client on Upwork. When I was applying to that job, we agreed $500 a month for the task that I was going to offer that client. When he sent that offer, that client sent an offer with $50. So I'm like, okay, before I realized it was $50, I had already hit that button, accept. So I'm going back to check, it's $50. We had agreed $500. So I was like, what's wrong? Asking that client is like, why are you questioning me? That's what I sent. Doesn't even explain. No, I went ahead and decided we have to do this and this. Instead, he's looking down on me and telling me, you know what? You don't have to question me. So what I did, I don't want to die earlier of stress. I went ahead and canceled that because I'm the owner of the business, I'm the boss. I went ahead and canceled that offer. And it ended like that. So if you find a client who is not clients who is looking down on you, complaining a lot, or doesn't match what you want, then you don't have to work with that client. You have the authority, you are the boss. Forget about that client. Just because they're talking to you about their needs does not mean you need to help them. Because a client came and said, I'm very busy, I need someone to do research for me, and research, I would love to work with you, doesn't mean you have to work with that client. You shouldn't. The reason you are here is because you are the boss. Because you are the boss. You don't have to work with just anybody because he came telling you, I'm giving you $1,000. $1,000 with the stress doesn't make sense. So you are the boss. Choose the right clients to work with. And the some will be pressuring you. After 5 minutes, they're in your inbox. I gave you work. Have you completed? After 10 minutes, they need a call with you. You are the boss. You need that freedom. You need to be flexible. You need to do what you want at the right time, but to do it well. So you don't have to be the boss and do things the wrong way. You need to be the boss doing things the right way. So those clients who there are some clients who are always putting you on pressure. Like now, the first job I got, they paid me well because at that time it was my first time getting that good pay in a week. So I was so happy. But it had a lot of pressure, like someone is always on your neck. You didn't do this, you didn't do this. And I was like, I'm still in the office. I'm not even my own boss. I'm like under supervision every time. So you need to see what type of client are you working with. Are you working with someone who's giving you a lot of pressure, who is making you feel like you're still an employee and not the boss? So choose your clients well. And I was talking about credibility and then veered off and started talking about something else. So credibility, you need to build that one for yourself. One of the things you need to do is to position yourself as an expert. You need to be the expert in whatever comments that you make online, whatever post that you make online. Ensure that you position yourself as an expert. You are the expert in that topic, so that even if someone new were to join this industry, it'll be still be directed to you as the expert in that topic, as the boss of that topic, as the best. Like you have experience in customer service. You need to position yourself as an expert in that customer service, in that when someone is looking for someone to give tips, to answer questions, to have a live chat, you are the person they direct that person to. So positioning yourself as an expert helps a lot. Another thing is to post regularly. And that's what I was saying. In this industry, if you post today and disappear for 2 years, then you don't exist. Consistency is very important. This consistency applies even in social media management. Posting consistently is very important because it helps you to keep in touch with your potential audience. They see you frequently and they remember you. People are likely to forget you if they see you once and you disappear. But if they continue seeing you frequently, they are likely to remember that you exist. Another thing is another thing you should do to position yourself as an expert is to engage in a relevant community. I think that one I have also responded to that. You need to position yourself as an expert by engaging in the relevant community conversations. Conversation that happen online, sometimes you go, you check that, and then you pass, you skip, you jump. This, the way they post that one, that I'm skipping your conversation or I'm skipping your post the same way you are skipping my posts. So that's what happens. So if you want to position yourself as an expert, those topics that talk about whatever that you are an expert in or whatever that you know, engage in that comment, ask questions, respond to questions, and that is it. Another thing is to establish social proof. Social proof now comes in where you work with clients, and after you've done or completed the work, you have to ask for that review or a testimonial. And then when they give you a testimonial, you go on social media and brag like, this is what I do. Like the one that Upwork is giving you to share on platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, and whatever, Facebook. So you brag, this is what I do. People need to see the results that you produce. So a client give you a testimonial and you keep it to yourself. Share that testimonial with people online. This is what I did for this client and the client is happy. Establish your social proof. Write guest posts on other platforms. Like someone has a blog, you know how to write, you need a portfolio, use that one. Write a guest post. Tell the people this is what I do, or write a guest post about a topic and be seen as the expert in that topic. Create surveys. When a client completes a project with you, create a survey asking the questions: how was your experience working with us? What did you experience? How did it go? What do you think we should improve? It gives you a new way of looking at things. Hey, people watching today don't have questions. Wow. Another thing, as I've said earlier, is to build your web presence. Be active online and consistent. They trust you and they see you frequently. Share valuable content. Create an email list. This one, I know people think this one is for the experts or people who've been in industry for long. Most people think this one is for digital marketers. No, it's even for you who is starting out. You create that email list. Maybe you create a lead magnet, you create a freebie. If you have a website, someone comes to your website, they see an article, and in that article you give them a freebie like sign up here, have this download of this and this, or how to find clients. You give them that download in exchange for their email. So in that email, that's where you send your newsletter every day. You send updates about what's happening around you, or what the audience will find valuable, or whatever the people you are targeting will find valuable. Another thing is that never stop learning. Even after you've launched your business, you're an expert, you're working with different clients, you don't have to stop learning. Different tools come up every day. People are inventing tools. Right now, we have project management tools like ClickUp, Asana. Next year, we have a different tool. Someone has come up with a tool with better features, good features. You need to keep yourself updated with all those trends. Learn how that tool works. You may find a client who saw that new tool and wants to use it because maybe he loved the features. So he'll be looking for a VA and saying, I need a VA who is proficient in this and this. So it means you need to keep learning. You don't have to stop because you now have 5 clients. And another mistake that we make when we are starting our business is that you find one client and you feel contented with that. You don't go ahead and do. This is a business. You don't want to have one client relying on one client. You need more than one client because this is a business. In business, you don't depend on one channel. You depend on more than one. You don't depend on one uh, um, income stream. You depend on more than one. So because this is business, make sure you have more than one client. In case this client disappears, you have another client who is supporting you. So the moment you start taking this VA as a business and you're the boss, the better. It puts you at a good position because even after that client disappears, you won't be struggling. That's why I said you need to have a business plan so that you know what to do in case this happens. What if one morning you wake up and there is no computer in your house? Someone entered your house when you are asleep and disappeared with your machine, your MiFi or whatever you use, disappeared everything. Do you have something set aside to start your business again? Do you have something set aside to help you get that computer, to help you get that laptop again? So you should have all those set up ready to cover anything that comes on the way as you continue with your business. So I'm now taking questions. If you have a question, you can comment it below. You can write it below and in the comments, and I respond right now. So I'm taking questions. You guys, you don't have questions? I'll be happy to answer your questions. So if you don't have questions, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for taking your time to watch this live broadcast. I'm so happy that you're part of this. Thank you for supporting me. And remember to subscribe to my channel so that you'll be getting updates every time I post something while I go live, and maybe I didn't advertise somewhere that I'm going live. If you subscribe, if you hit that subscribe button, you'll be getting the notification that Righteous Spa Solutions is about to go live. Thank you and enjoy your day.